both this time?
Both.
Both.
Both channels. Can you hear? Can you hear okay?
I can only hear the left still. I'm disappointed.
I know. I can only
Maybe
hear the
you're
left.
just deaf in the right ear.
Interesting.
And this is how you're finding out.
Maybe because it's mono.
It's what?
Well, when we
It's
record, when we record, like if you listen to it on YouTube, it only comes in the left ear or something like that. It doesn't dual.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dual wield.
Which I want to fix in the future, because if you're listening to the podcast, you're like, this sucks.
Is it my everyone? Whenever someone talks, it's like.
So the live stream's running then? Yeah. All right. I'm going to start the music.
Good afternoon.
Whoa.
Love it. What do you guys think about that one? It was pretty good, right?
That's good.
You are tuning in live to Dammit, not another podcast, number 10 or episode 10,
Whoa.
volume 10, however you want to go about that.
We've done 10 of these?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Unless I'm just bad at counting, but
No, you are correct. We have
thank
done
you.
10
I
of
was
them.
like, I thought so, because I schedule the stream, so I was like, well, I would hope I didn't just put 10, but
No, you have done 10. So-
thank you. So today we only have 2 talking points today, unless we get on a little tangent.
But
Who
they're
knows?
juicy
We
talking
might,
points.
yeah. And they're, as you can see, they're talking points that go hand in hand. We have furries and zombies apocalypse.
Are we just not going to introduce ourselves, or should everyone know each
yeah,
other? by
we'll get into it.
at this point.
Who wants to? Let's just popcorn it. Who wants to go first?
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Austin over here in the on the board.
Nice.
I'm Silas.
Silas over there in the
Okay.
working our YouTube live.
And I'm Perry.
Oh,
Thank you
of
guys.
course.
Thank you guys for having me.
Little
And
Miss-
You're welcome anytime.
I will. Yes, and as you know, the summer semester is coming to a close within the next couple weeks, but Dammit will be running in the fall.
Yay.
Yeah, not twice a week because
Just wait till we get to
we got
20
other
episodes.
programs.
5 times a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Good
7 times a week, guys.
If you are a fan of Good Mythical Morning, they just celebrated their 2000th episode.
Wow.
Aren't they like
Yeah.
13 years or something
9
crazy?
years, I think,
Oh.
which is still a long time.
Close.
Close.
9 years.
Yeah.
I thought they
That's-
started in like 2009.
I
or
don't know. That's
2010.
what somebody in the comments
What's
said.
the
I
sh-
just trusted it.
What's the show called?
Good Mythical Morning. It's a YouTube show.
I thought they've been on for at least 10 years.
Okay.
I thought.
I don't.
Okay.
I just trusted the YouTube comment. I didn't look into it and research it.
I'm working on it. Give me a
Okay,
minute.
gotcha. But in the meantime, while he's looking that up, we're gonna talk about furries today because
Yay.
furries get a bad rep, and I did my furry research, and I'm here to give it to you guys. I have a whole paragraph written out because I'm a furry ally now. Now
That's
that
a
I've like
statement.
done my
Now you are?
research, I am. Yeah, I
Okay.
wasn't before, and I think that's a fair
I
statement.
was a furry bully before.
Yeah,
but now that
I bullied people online.
now that I get my research,
I doxed
guys,
them, but now I don't
Doxed
do it.
them?
Doxed. Do you know what that means?
No.
It's just kind of like if you like find out someone's personal information and you share it online.
Like Google Docs.
If I were to dox you, I'd be like, Nick lives here, and whatever,
You
I'd be
wouldn't.
like, go harass him.
Here's your phone number.
Yeah, here's your phone
Which
number.
is already
here's your email
online.
address. Here's your mom's contact information. That's what
Whoa.
doxing is.
Your
But
dog's contact information.
it's your dogs.
Don't
Okay.
call him.
So, according to what I have found, what I believe is the situation is
Yes.
that they joined the channel that they have joined YouTube on September 17th, 2008.
Ooh.
But what I think, but the Good Mythical Morning, the show, if I can get back to it, I believe started. Oh no, that's something else. So I think it either started in 2008 or they did it like later. I don't know because the only thing I'm getting for it is an actual movie
Yeah.
from 2012. But
Yeah.
so I think they started in 2008, 2009. So
Okay. I mean, that goes along with what Nick said, so
In a
you're
quick
right.
Google search, the show first aired on YouTube on January 9th, 2012.
Oh.
Okay, well that does make sense because you do have some there are some there are some YouTube like when people
Yeah.
first start, they'll make a channel just so they can like watch,
Yeah.
subscribe, do all that on YouTube.
So for 4 years, they just had the channel but didn't.
Hey, look,
They did stand up comedy, I thought. So
Really?
maybe so I think maybe they just
let me
like
go to their back
Do you
to
think
their
they're
YouTube.
furries?
Secretly.
no, but they have to support them. They're
unsecretly.
very Rhett and Link are good people.
Retina and Link.
Retina.
All right, let me get back to their videos.
I'm
if
a
I
fan
can.
of Good Mythical Morning. They're like my comfort YouTube channel, and I love to watch them. Like my morning routine used to be like get up, get breakfast. I eat breakfast in bed. No judgment here. Sorry, everyone.
There's a lot of judgment.
But when I would eat breakfast in bed, I'd watch a Good Mythical Morning.
I like the game ones where they
Yes,
do
like the
mini golf.
shuffleboard or
Yeah.
the dartboard ones.
Yeah, pick a country.
I love that.
Like when they eat stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, they
fun.
do eat things a lot.
They're I can't imagine having a friend since like elementary school.
They're friends since elementary school.
Since kindergarten?
Wow.
First grade.
A
First
long
grade.
time.
Yeah,
They're
they've been
like 44 right now.
yeah, they've been friends since the first grade.
Yeah.
And they
Two-
did yes.
Hmm?
Oh, I thought okay. No.
No, I was trying to get to their videos to try to get to the sort by the oldest dated.
Yeah.
And it does that like playback thing where
Oh.
when you start it, automatically a video pops up and
I don't know how
Yeah.
accurate that'd be because there's probably a lot of hidden or unlisted
Probably.
private videos and so
that,
on.
well that is, but I mean it's about as close to accurate as you're going to be able to get. So,
Yeah.
but their first, their first. Yeah, so I think what they started out doing like a bunch of like skits and like 10-minute videos 12 years ago, so that 2008, like we said, and then I think like what Ryan said, they started doing the actual show, their Good Mythical Morning, I think on
In 2012.
2012. So
Yeah, the year the world was supposed to end. Well, here we are, almost 10 years later. So,
yep,
all right, let's get into some furry talk. Y'all ready? Oh my goodness.
I guess.
Okay, so if you're tuning in just now, you were listening to Dammit, not another podcast, and we're about to get into some conversation about furries.
Yay.
Now, if you aren't familiar with what a furry is, it is a community both online and in person that is known for their self-expression that takes place through, I'm going to butcher this, but I'm going to try my best, anthropomorphism, which is when animals have human-like traits. This expression can take place through art like drawing, animation, costume design, or actually wearing an anthropomorphism costume. It's no secret that furries have a certain stigma surrounding them, and most people outside of the community view this stigma as negative. Now, this conversation started the other day because Nick and I decided to take this online quiz to determine our fursona, and that just made me spiral down a hole, Googling furries, watching like YouTube documentaries and all of that.
On whose account? Your account. Oh, it was yours.
Yeah,
It was your
yeah,
account.
my computer.
It was her fake account labeled
Yeah,
Well-
it's her furry account.
Furry Lover 2012.
Old account.
My favorite part was Nick has internet troubles with his
I do.
computer, and so he was originally going to take the fursona quiz on
I
his
got-
computer.
I got 2 questions in, and
Two
then it just
questions
would
in,
not.
yeah. He was
I
originally
lost.
going to take the quiz on his computer, but then,
It couldn't handle it.
yeah.
Your computer said, no, you do not need to be going down this path.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Type
well,
of furry.
I got a furry ad because I've been researching it so much that a furry ad came up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Would you like to join this furry community?
It was for a furry dating site.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Very
I just
interesting.
Did you explore that?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't want to. I mean, you know, they got their AdSense, they got their check. You know, what else are you gonna do?
yeah. She says no, but in reality, she's like nobody's looking around. What's this about?
Don't search up my username. No, I'm kidding.
Don't look up Bingus.
A fursona, if you're interested, is essentially a personality that is given to a person or character when practicing the art of being a furry. You can create your own fursona based on an animal that you like or an animal that you identify with. There aren't really any rules, but in this particular case, I sent out the link to the fursona quiz that Nick and I talked about, and we're going to get into that in a moment.
Fantastic.
So I wanted to go ahead and share some things that I've learned about furries through researching this podcast. As mentioned before, furries have a stereotype surrounding their community and what they practice. And I myself kind of bought into this before, but through my research, it changed my views, and I wanted to share that with y'all today and get your thoughts on the furry community. So they have been described as it's a place to be expressive, open, and honest. Many individuals find acceptance here for a variety of things like gender, sexuality, home life, and even career pursuit. These online communities and chat rooms have become a place where people can connect, and it is an unspoken rule of acceptance and respect with a low tolerance for hate. Not all furries dress up in complete fursuits, which is, I think, the traditional thing that you see. But, however, I believe that's the most widely known practice. This is for the sake of living out your persona and being able to attend furry events without putting your real identity out there. There is an aspect of anonymity, and it takes out the idea of race, gender, and sexuality, etc. It is a place to get to know people. The ideas that furries get a bad rep was the idea of sexual expression through this art. Explicit images and videos had surfaced online and rumors have spread at conventions, although this is a very small percentage of the community and very little of them actually partake in that aspect. So what do you guys think so far? What are your initial thoughts on furries?
I feel like for a while it was the majority of everyone being like, this is kind of whack.
Yeah.
What's going on here? And I feel like every community, I'm in my head, I'm comparing it to people that watch anime that aren't Japanese. I feel like there's also all this stigma around these groups. So like you said, that small percentage, exists, and I feel like everyone blows that part up.
Yeah.
So the community is probably okay, but that big part is just keep being blown up. But it's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, I'm going to let you go first on this.
Do you have any thoughts on furries?
I think that what you mentioned, the anonymity of it all, I think that's a big appeal. I think I said it yesterday whenever, I forgot when we first, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like the internet. Like when you put on, if you are behind a mask, it's just like going online, so you can do and whatever and do whatever you want, and nobody can judge you because they don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Obviously unless some people choose to actually share that information, but I think that's probably a very big appeal to the environment as well.
Any other thoughts?
Silas, do you want to go first, or?
It's okay if you don't have any thoughts. We can.
No, I have something. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you got it, Austin.
Okay.
Are you sure? Because it's. So, Ryan. So I kind of view it as furries. I feel like you started hearing about furries around the same time that you started hearing about anime and people who watch anime and and all that. And I mean, it's kind of grown into its own community as has anime as well as some other stuff. Personally, I don't mind it at all. I think if it's a way to express yourself, I think it's perfect for someone if you're shy or timid or don't like to be around, if you're not you don't like to be around, not necessarily around people, but you don't like to make conversation. It's a way to express yourself and be a different person or be someone that you want to be without having to show your actual face and or have someone or say, oh, I didn't know that this was you, or so I think it's a great, and I mean it's growing as is anime. I think when we were all in high school, if someone openly talked about this, they would be made fun of for it.
For sure.
Whereas, Perry's headphones is an example. It's not necessarily
it's my persona.
It's not a furry.
We just openly don't make
it's
fun
not
of you for
furry,
it.
but you see people walking around with headphones like yours with the ears on it, or they have the hairband with the ears on it already, or they have the tail on their purse or backpack or whatever. So I think it's just becoming a part of day-to-day life. So
yeah.
I know one thing that's kind of startling that I've seen in my past is when either in school or out in public, you will see people that are, wearing a tail or have some sort of ear things on. And you see that around a lot. And I feel like a lot of people will have that first judgment. They're like, oh, that's
hot, quote, hot topic folk.
Is that them?
yeah.
Yeah.
That is them.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just very strange to see. And I was going to also say, it is sad to see, though, when, I'll be scrolling on TikTok and I'll come across a live of someone that's in a fursuit. And the comments, people are saying in chat, they're so mean. They're so mean to this person. And they're just they're like, ew, go away. And I'm like,
yeah,
they're not doing anything.
Why are you in their live stream? Why? You go away.
They can hide behind their screens.
I can definitely agree. There's been times where I've seen people, wear things like that in public, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what? If I had been born just a couple years later, I totally would have done all that stuff. And you know what? It's fun. It's fun.
I feel like what it is because we're all in that same, or we're all similar in that high school graduation era. We're all somewhat close, as well as close in age, to where when we were in high school and you saw someone like that, you thought it was weird, and then you would see them get bullied for it. You'd see them people would throw things at them or say mean things. And I'm not saying that's everybody's take on it, but that's for the majority of students at that particular time, it was thought of as weird. It was like, okay, maybe they're crazy. There's a screw loose up there somewhere. But now in today's world, it's almost accepted, and people like embrace that side. So
I agree. I think it's time to stop hating the furries. Because
let's start a movement, guys.
This guy's hashtag stop, stop hating furries.
Technically, Netflix already has with that new dating show that they have.
Yes, Sexy Beast, which has dropped already.
Yeah,
I haven't. I've seen clips on TikTok.
So do I get clips all the time now.
Yeah.
I have not seen clips, but I bet you money after today's show, I'm probably going to see a clip from it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
your phone is going to listen to
I'm gonna
this
binge it
conversation.
this
It's
weekend.
listening to it right now.
You're going to get a furry ad later.
We all are.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Great.
But being a furry is essentially an art form. They're often disregarded because people think that it's weird, and a lot of people in the community are just kids and young artists. A lot of people make their own fursuits and create their own fursonas. There's a big disregard for their talent, both in costuming, art, and expression. It can also act as a safe space for people, with like sensory adaptations where they want to they like the colors or the fabrics that are in furries and the fursuits. And one thing I think is really interesting is a lot of the times people take a lot of creative liberty with fursuits. On my research, I saw there was one that was a shark dinosaur crossover, and it was like orange and yellow and blue, and it was pretty interesting. So you can do whatever you want to. If you want to be a pink cat, if you want to be a bat, it's all up to you.
Or a finely dressed bull, as we saw for the quiz.
Yeah, we saw one. A guy was a bunny, and a lot of the things I've learned is that people will live normal lives, and then just being a furry is their hobby on the side, which I think is kind of fun. It's very Hannah Montana.
Well, I mean,
Best of both worlds.
I mean, I think the best, and I say this like being a fan myself, but football fans are the same way. The best example I can give is when the now Las Vegas Raiders were the Oakland Raiders, and you had the area known as the Black Hole, and you saw Darth Vader, you saw guys in shoulder pads with spikes with face paint on, or like the Grim Reaper. And I remember watching that, and one of the lights just went out. Great, someone needs to pay the electric bill.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Someone said, what do you do for a living? And through like a Grim Reaper mask, he just goes, I'm a elementary school teacher. so
I'm sure his students love that, though.
Oh, I bet they. I fully expect he shows up to school like that to make his kids happy or laugh or happy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just another thing that people do in the community.
True.
And like you said, they either go full. They'll either make the full on costumes from head to toe, or they'll do what you do and they just do the ears, or they'll do the ears, the tail. They'll do ear, tails, paws, or so. But yeah, so.
Okay. How expensive do you think being a furry is? Yes.
That was way too fast.
I already know the answer.
Okay, well then you gotta sit out.
Fine.
he went like, I know, teach.
I will let you answer reveal at the end. Okay. So
answer reveal.
So,
okay.
Ryan, I'm gonna let you go first since you're in that studio.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's gotta be.
There is a range. It depends on how full throttle you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's definitely above 1,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Up there, because I feel like all that material and making it actually look decent costs a lot of money. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3,000.
Okay.
That's my.
What are some other guesses?
Our next contestant on The Price is Right, Mr. Austin Seat. I think it's difficult because as you said, you see them on TikTok all the time, and depending on what I think if I'm going full suit, like full furry suit, I would say between $1,500 and $2,000. I feel like if you're just doing specific parts like the ears, the tail, the paws, I could say anywhere less than $500.
Yes.
But for the full suit, I'm gonna say $1,800. I'm gonna slice it in the middle.
Silas, do you have a guess?
I would have to guess, since depending on how crazy you want to go, I would say you could go anywhere from $100 to $2,000. Just depending on if you actually take all the material from scratch, you can buy that material pretty cheaply and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a pretty broad range of costs. So.
Yeah.
would you like me to divulge the answer? To regurgitate
right.
the
All right,
answer?
let's hear it.
So,
Regurgitate.
I believe Ryan hit it on the head with between 1,000 and 3,000, right?
Yeah, I mean, you were all kind of in that range.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I think 3,000 you said was the max.
Well, actually,
Oh,
upon
bonus.
further research, they said, I mean, for like Austin said, less than $500, you can get kind of like your basic little pieces of it. But the most expensive that I heard in my research was a full fursuit costing $7,000. And the expenses don't end there, because a lot of people that participate in the furry community, they like to have like expressed through art as well. So you can buy like paintings or drawings or like animation of your fursona, and so that's additional cost. And they also have furry conventions. I
Yeah.
forget, what was it?
FurCon or something?
FurCon.
No,
I would
there was
say
it was the conference.
Oh, yeah.
And
conference.
and they have several different of those across internationally, actually, like across the United States, and they talked about some in Europe as well. So the conventions can take a lot of money as well. Now, do we want to do another guessing?
Of what? Of price or?
How long do you think it takes to make a complete fursuit?
Ooh.
And we can do it like, let's just say, if you were working on it for 24 hours a day, how long do you think it would take?
Ryan, I'll let you and Nick go first.
Can I do a range again?
Sure.
Like 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
I'm going to go 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
For a full suit. I'm gonna go with 9 months to a year.
Okay. Silas?
I'm gonna say 3 months to a year, depending on how.
One day to 10 years.
He covered all the basics.
Wait, did I say 3 days? I meant to say 3 months to.
No,
a year.
no, he said 3 months.
Oh,
He
okay,
said three
okay.
months.
I was pulling your leg.
So essentially, if I saw one that said if you like worked on it for 24 hours a day, like did nothing, you could get it done in like 2 weeks. But that's essentially breaking your back to get it done.
Yeah.
It traditionally will take several months for one single commission.
Yeah.
But if you're making $7,000 off that commission, you can take
7,000
it.
for 3 months?
Most of them are custom made. There are a lot of fursuit makers out there, and they talk about how they don't traditionally make something and then put it on the market, because they are actively trying to, shape to somebody's specific fursona. So, are we ready to talk about our results from the fursona quiz?
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to go around and like say what we got, and then we can talk about the attributes and all of that?
Yes. So we start off with that room. We'll go to me, and then we'll go over to Silas.
Sounds good. Okay, so I got a red fox. What about you guys?
Should I say the first one and the second
Yeah,
one?
Ryan and I
Yes.
took it twice.
Yes, because you didn't agree with your first answers, and
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
was-
I liked red fox. I'm taking it.
Okay. The first one I got was a goose.
Hey, that's what mine was.
I ain't gonna lie. I took it twice as well, and I got a goose as well.
And then the second time I got a horse.
All right,
Okay, okay.
nice.
I took it twice. The first time I got
Yes, you got this.
domesticated dog.
Domesticated dog. What was the
But
second
then I
time?
took it again, and I got domesticated dog again.
With different answers.
I answered like half of the questions differently, and I got domesticated dog again.
Yeah. All right. So what were you said goose was one of your answers.
So the first time I took it, I got goose, and then the second time I took it, I got red fox.
All right.
Oh.
All right. And then Silas, you said you got goose.
I did.
All right. And did you take it only once?
I only took it once, and I was like,
He's
the
good with
goose
the goose.
doesn't really line up, but I just like the idea about me being
Goose.
an agent of chaos.
Yeah,
so.
I do like that. Well, when Ryan first got goose, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen like a goose fursona. So I tried to Google it, and there's not many like full
You're
fur
pretty
goose
unique.
fursuits out there.
Well, I feel like when you think of fursona, you think of fox, wolf, coyote, lion, tiger,
yeah,
dogs, cats, bunnies,
yeah.
and bird. Well, maybe not birds.
They're like domesticated animals for the most
yeah,
part.
domestic.
Except for like a few, like the coyote.
Whoa.
But it said that foxes and domesticated dogs were among the most popular
Mm-hmm.
fursonas out there.
Canid,
Yeah.
Canada. Something like
Okay,
that.
so for me and Austin, for the red fox, here were some of our attributes. Foxes are known to known for their sly tendencies, and yourself being the most intelligent in the furry world. More refined in taste, quicker, smaller, and faster, the fox suits you best. I think that's very nice. I like that. I like thinking that I'm sly and quick-witted.
They said you were smart.
Yeah.
So you're saying she's not?
No, I'm very smart. if I do say so myself.
I would agree with most of that. I don't know. The intelligent one I don't think is true for me, but I guess like for
you're talking about her.
Well, you can be applied to other things. You know, it's like intelligence covers academics, it covers street smarts, it covers lots of things.
If that's the case, then I agree with that. Yes, because I'm more street smart than I am book smart, as my parents will know very well.
All right, you said you have the goose pulled up, right?
Yeah, I got the goose pulled up.
So this is for you and Silas.
I don't agree with it whatsoever. But it says geese tend to talk without thinking first, blurting out something in a conference and regretting it afterward. You may also have a bit of a temper, finding yourself arguing with people more often than not. You don't mean to start arguments, it's just people always seem to have different views to your own. You're a middle ground on your introvert to extrovert scale, enjoying your time alone as much as with other people. You might not even like geese, but you have to admit you have a lot in common. Learn when to keep your beak shut. You might find yourself avoiding more confrontations, which...
Well, what do you think about the part where it says middle ground between introvert and extrovert? Do you think that's accurate?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I agree with that.
Depends on the
I can see
situation.
that. But I don't think either of y'all have a temper.
No.
Or would like blurt out, I don't know, blunt.
Should I read horse and see if it is closer
Okay,
or not?
let's horse reveal.
Horse reveal. The picture of the horse is really
Hold on,
funny.
horse reveal.
Ah, that is
Nice, that's majestic.
Majestic horse.
It's a white horse.
I don't know where to begin with this because it just kind of talks about horse.
That's okay. That's what the fox one was like.
The horse is steadfast in their opinions and quite confident in their stance. Yet if you wear them down long enough, they may start to see your point of view. They love the outdoors and are normally quite physically strong. Yeah.
Wow, I think that's a great description. Yeah. What else?
They belong on a farm with animals, yet don't think them naive. They're very aware of the hardships of life and all it brings, but they can sometimes be snappy when talking about it with others. They don't necessarily mean to be harsh.
Wow.
Am I more of a goose or a horse?
No, I think that's really
You're a
great.
I would say a mix of both.
Yeah, and I think
Horse.
saying that you're like strong and confident and not naive.
Yeah.
Like I feel like most of the stuff was complimentary in there. It's slightly stubborn in the description at least, but you know.
Can I get a horse body?
Do you have your dog?
Horse body with
Even though I think we kind of have an idea of what a dog would be like.
I kind of can summarize what my description said. I think it did say that I do like people, which goes with a dog, because domesticated dogs usually do. It also said that I can be very clingy, and I have to learn to give people space, which I really don't think, if anything, I'm the complete opposite.
I wouldn't describe it as clingy. I think you do like to be around your friends, like, you know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's clingy. I think you just like to be around people and
But that's what it said, clingy.
yeah. Well, we'll edit it.
My feelings.
Your feelings. All right, so there was our persona reveal. I'll let you know if we adapt them any further.
I'll take it a third time and see what I get.
You can name.
I'm already doing that.
Yeah, you can name your persona as well, and everything. Like it's really like in depth and thorough, and honestly, kind of cool. But let's go ahead and switch gears. This is total opposite like end of the spectrum, but I was thinking the other day, you know, with the pandemic and things that have happened, I was like, how would we survive an apocalypse? Like, would I have the desire to even survive in an apocalypse? Like, what would be my plan? So, if we're going classic zombie apocalypse, what are your guys' go-to plans when things start to go bad?
I have a full plan that I made in middle school because I remember around when the 2012 movie came out.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, apocalypse, we're gonna die. So I had this really silly middle school plan of how to survive zombies because I couldn't drive yet. And I was talking to Nick about it yesterday, and I was like,
You're like,
wait,
I can drive in the apocalypse.
I can
though."
drive now. But my
Who
original
needs a
plan
license?
was to steal a school bus.
Okay.
With or without the kids. That's not
Without the
hasn't been
kids.
specified.
I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
go pick up people that I care about and
Okay.
then either drive to IKEA and make it a full-blown fortress because it's got bedding and
Just
a bunch
rule
of
over
stuff.
the
Yes, or
no real
even
plumbing
better,
though.
Yeah, there's a bathroom. It's
Yeah.
There's toilets.
But then, or go to specifically the Bass Pro in
The giant
in
pyramid
Grapevine.
one. Oh,
No, in
okay,
Grapevine.
okay.
Maybe the giant pyramid one. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
But any Bass Pro, because again, it has a bunch of hunting equipment and guns and things. But the one in
and
Grapevine,
technically survival stuff too, like fishing.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's right next to a hotel, so like people could stay there, and it has like a kitchen.
Nice.
So it's like I feel like that'd be a good fort
Wow.
to set up, and then you could go around to get stuff.
So
That's
at
my
what
vibe.
point do you steal the bus? Like when
Well-
like would you like off the bat, like people starting to ransack stores, like is that the go-to moment? Or are you gonna wait until like the chaos
You
settles?
see, middle school me was like, I would like, because I was like in choir at the time when I thought
Yeah.
about this. I'm like, I would just leave right then, go steal a bus
Yeah,
from the
like
school.
the emergency alert comes on. That's
Yes.
like okay, and that's the moment.
But I would realize I could just drive now. Everyone has cars and we can all
Yeah.
drive.
But
so-
I mean, I still like the bus idea. Pick up your loved
Yeah.
ones and all of that.
So I just finished that third quiz, and
Yeah.
I did get the domesticated dog. If you want to hear,
All right.
if you want to hear what it says.
Okay, quickly.
All right, I'll make it short.
All
Short and
right.
sweet. The domesticated dog is a subspecies of the gray wolf and a member of the canine family. They're also one of the most common animals, yada, yada, yada. You are a happy-go-lucky lover of fun, not as spiritual as the wolf and not quite as smart as the fox. You like to be the lead. As dog species vary so much, the route is open to you to pick a unique species. If you will or not is another matter. Dog people often have a love of all human beings as well as most other animals. However, cats might not be your first choice.
I think that's very kind. I think it works for
All right,
sure.
So we go from
Back to
furries back to survival.
Back to survival plan. I don't know. I think about the zombie apocalypse a lot. I especially did because I went through a big fat Walking Dead phase, and I was always just.
I
thought
feel like
about it.
everyone did when that show first came out.
Yeah, I was Carl for Halloween one time. Yeah, I love it, but. Thinking about it realistically, when I first started watching The Walking Dead, I was like, there is no way I would even have the desire to live in a post-apocalyptic world, because I am a 21st century girl and I like my easy accessibility to things.
My easy life.
My
you would
easy
say.
life. Yes, I like
Yeah.
being able to, dash a par here and there to get exactly what I need when I need. I don't want to scavenge. I don't want to have to grow my own crops. And I'm deathly afraid of other people in the apocalypse scenario because there's no laws that people would abide by anymore.
Oh yeah, it's out the window.
So I'd be very scared. I have a question to come back to because it escaped my mind, but it's back now about your survival theory. So you said originally one of your ideas was IKEA. What if other people thought the same thing? I mean, in this,
yeah, definitely.
That's what the bus is for.
yeah, the bus. So
the battle
okay. Fortnite. So in this hypothetical, I'm gonna say like your squad like beats out all the other squad. Like okay, well actually, you're the leader in this scenario.
Okay.
Would you accept these other people and like make one giant clan, or would you be like, sorry, find someplace else?
I'm impressed you got a gaming reference in there.
Part of me wants to join up with them because like
Yeah.
more people the better. It just depends on the people.
Yeah. Would you like screen them and see who makes it and who doesn't?
Yeah.
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 That's pretty good.
Interviews, just if you
Yeah.
don't make it, you fall through a trap door in the floor.
Yeah, with spikes.
You just get escorted out.
What's the
No,
guy
it
with the
just
bat?
drops you outside the perimeter.
Yeah,
pull
Negan.
him.
Yeah.
Pull him. Just kill whoever I don't like.
It's a pretty cool weapon, honestly. It was like,
A barbed bat.
yeah, it was
Barbara.
Barbara.
Barbara's
Its
bat.
name was Lucille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But either way, okay. So I think that's a pretty good policy. Would you have like any defenses in place?
Oh yeah, I would like.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I've thought about this.
Yeah.
We have you gotta board up like all the windows and entrances and things. Put like barricades because like there's a bunch of wood and random
Build a
things.
moat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows there's wood around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get cars and like.
Especially
stack 'em
the
up.
IKEA. Are you talking about the one in Frisco?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one like the IKEA he's talking about is literally like in the middle of suburbia with like highways all around
Yeah.
and everything.
I wonder if there would be like the IKEA clan would fight what, like Stonebriar or
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
the mall
yeah.
is right
Oh,
there.
there so would be a mall clan.
I would have said IKEA versus Walmart.
Yeah, but that IKEA is right next to a mall.
Oh my goodness.
So it would be kind of like, I see what you say, mall clan versus IKEA clan.
What about Nebraska?
Nebraska Furniture Mart?
Yeah, would that be a good place to take over?
I don't think it's as good
There's
as
a lot
IKEA.
of glass. There's a lot of windows.
True.
Their furniture is just not modern enough.
They got massage
They have,
chairs.
they have lots of mattresses though. Yeah, so not bad, not bad. But IKEA also has the food aspect for
Yeah,
it
they have a
going
little
for
food
it.
area for
Yeah, it's
cooking.
already designated. So, who's next for apocalypse survival plans?
Nick, you want to go?
You got any
Okay.
go-tos?
So mine is quite the opposite of Ryan's. Where I don't want to be a warlord or whatever and rule over a fortress.
But what would you join Ryan?
if you would have me, if I
Because
pass
now
this
you
If he
in
would
now you
have
know
me.
where he'll be.
That's
So
true.
you
He's
can
already
just go and
leaked
find
where he's
him.
gonna. Guys,
Yeah.
if the zombie apocalypse happens, we know where Ryan's gonna
We
be.
know where.
But you
Bass Pro
know,
and Grapevine.
yeah, one of two places. So if you
Yeah.
don't find him at one, you can find him at the other.
I think because I mentioned this a couple days ago that I think the biggest threat for a zombie apocalypse is not the zombies but people.
Yeah.
So I think the number one thing you should do is protect yourself from other humans. So I was thinking either find a very tall roof
Okay.
or a very deep bunker somewhere away
I-
from every living thing.
Okay. I have to come in on the bunker aspect of that.
Yes.
That thought terrifies me.
Well,
I don't consider myself a claustrophobic person, but the
Right.
idea of just being stuck underground and then the next time you resurface, you don't know what's going to, like, you have no clue.
well, so if this is incredibly hypothetical, so obviously I would have security footage all surrounding the
Where do you have solar power? Where are you getting
Yes.
the electricity?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
And then, so I can see. I have like a little headquarter room where I can see, or a security room, so I can see. I have
okay.
cameras set
what
up
if I
everywhere.
bust your cameras?
That's rude. First of all,
That's rude.
See, I feel like Nick's setup would essentially be like this studio.
His gamer setup.
No, his
a streamer.
His
Gamer
bunker setup would be like the studio where it has 4 rooms.
right?
So, like, say the room that I'm in now would be his security room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it has the board and it
Yep.
has like all the.
And I have like a
the
PA
camera-
system too. I
Yeah.
can talk to people outside.
Talk to the zombies.
Go away! Nobody lives here.
A ring doorbell?
away.
Hello?
So the middle room, where our news booth is, would be his like pantry or like his food storage.
Oh, that's a
unit.
nice pantry.
And then
No, that's the
I would have to say like his remaining 3 rooms would be like a living area and then maybe 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
So like I'd say y'all's would be the living area and
I
the
have a
2
guest bedroom.
and then, like,
I'm inviting friends and family.
Well, I mean, if it's you and your
Oh,
and your family comes along,
Who
then-
makes your bunker?
Well, I was just gonna say, in every situation that I think of this, I'm always alone. I never include my.
But the thing is I know you would do so well. Like, you would not go crazy. Like, you would just be like this content
Well, that's why I would just be in a
person.
bunker if I was
Yeah.
alone. If I had nobody to care for in this apocalypse, then yeah, I feel
You
like
said
I
every
can-
man for himself.
you just ditch, run away.
Because
Um,
your family's like, Nick, there's an apocalypse. And you're like, I know, as you descend into your bunker.
He'd bring his laptop and play his
All right,
apocalyptic
I'm out.
games on there.
Really good luck. I love the idea of him being an underground Twitch streamer.
I
play
go.
Fallout 4.
I have like an alias that like people like above. Like if you
Yeah.
have the memes, you can actually watch
you're like
me.
you're like a secret like zombie lord in the apocalypse,
I
but
like-
like no one knows.
I like go against like all of the politics and everything, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and nobody could find me to arrest me.
I would love it if you were like, oh, I haven't seen Greg in the chat for a while, and someone's like, oh yeah, dude,
He
Greg
got dead.
turned. Yeah.
Oh man,
zombie horde, man, it's
When
rough. It's rough, buddy.
When it comes to the towers, skyscrapers, like multi-story buildings, let's say that there's still power. Can zombies use elevators?
Well, and it's also it depends on what kind of zombie you're
exactly.
talking
Like, what
about.
movie are you
Because
referencing?
Yeah.
Zombieland, they were like full throttle
Yeah.
sprinting
Yeah,
at
I was
you.
about to say, what zombies are
Yeah.
we talking? Oh, if
Or
we're
like-
talking Walking Dead zombies, where they're
Yeah.
slow as can be,
Exactly.
Yeah.
we
I would
all-
like
we would
those.
have-
Me too.
We would have a chance.
really
If we're
dumb.
talking Zombieland World War Z zombies,
Dude,
I'm gonna see myself on a private island
dude,
somewhere.
start levitating.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, well,
Zombies depot.
I'm just like
Band kid zombies.
getting your own private island. I'm sure that's probably like everybody's.
Oh yeah. No, Jeffrey Bezos would just go to space
Yeah,
and just figure it
And
out
laugh
from
about
there. Yeah.
laugh at us.
So I feel like mine. I don't know. Mine may be on par with Ryan's. I don't know. But so and I've always thought about this because when Walking Dead was like, I think in its second or third season, a company called Telltale made a four-game series called The Walking Dead. Now it's more based off the comics rather than the TV show, but the second episode of the game, you end up in like a lodge, like on a mountain, like on a resort basically. It's a lodge in a resort in the mountains, and I'm like, if zombie apocalypse happened, that's where I would want to be. Just that, because I can secure the bottom floor in case of anything, and then live like on the top floors, have a roof escape. Say there's a cable car next to it, or like what are they called? Like chairlift next to it. That's another way to escape. Just big zip line all the way down. And then plus you're out in the woods in the mountains. I mean, you fish, hunt, freshwater. So that's
pretty good.
Zombie deer.
Yeah. I kind of had a similar idea. Something I always thought about when I was younger. Y'all are going to think this is goofy, okay? But I always think, in my scenario, I'm always by myself, too. I would just live in the suburbs, because I feel like none of those houses would be occupied, and they'd be stocked full of food, you know?
But my thing about it is, if you're following the Walking Dead zombie, like, apocalypse rule, which was it doesn't matter if you get bit, it makes it worse, but if you just die, you turn into the zombie. I feel like the suburbs would be, like, the worst place to be, because everyone's dying in the cities and the suburbs, and that's where the hordes will occupy.
I think cities for sure, but I would always think about my own house, and I'd be like, I think since I live in a 2-story house, I think I would just somehow destroy the staircase, axe it up or something, and then just use one of those little fire escape ladders to get to and from the second floor, and just live on the second floor. Either
that, or you have those ladders, and you can just climb down, hide it somewhere in the bushes or somewhere where no one would find it.
Yeah.
Go survive, gather stuff, come back, redo it, climb up, pull it on the roof into the building so no one sees it, and voila.
There you go. So, Silas, do you have a zombie apocalypse survival plan?
It's not as thought out as all of yours.
It's just live.
Just try your best.
Mine would be probably just get out of the cities and go out in the middle of nowhere. And just have a house out there with solar power, so I have power, and then also be somewhere where I could grow my own crops and whatnot. And then also master how to use a bow. So whenever I have to defend myself,
you don't have to waste ammunition on guns.
Exactly, and then if there's zombies nearby, I can take out one and it won't alert the other ones.
There you go. Okay, pretty good.
Yeah, so use a bow and arrow or a crossbow. So
here's a hypothetical for you guys.
Okay.
You are by your lonesome in the zombie apocalypse, and you get the opportunity to join one of these communities. Would you join a community?
Between us, or?
No, it's just a random, some guy comes up to you and it's we're recruiting survivors. I would be too scared to. But
how could you trust them?
Yeah, what would be y'all's take?
That's the biggest thing, is just trust, because because like you said, you're essentially going into the new Purge movie, the Forever Purge, where no laws are going to be followed. So I would have to say, I don't know. It depends on where I meet them. If I meet them at my house or at my location, then I probably would not. If I met them out in the if I'm out hunting or something, and I met them, then I would go look at it, and if I feel like it's sketchy, I can dip, because they won't know where I live.
What if it's kind of like a cult, and they're once you're in, you cannot leave?
Oh, I would find a way out of it.
Oh, okay.
I would murder everyone to get out of it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you're living in those times? You are dead if you try to come at me.
Theoretically, there are no laws, so you would not go to jail.
Yeah, so.
I would, if I could survive on myself, and I knew that, because that's another thing. In my bunker,
in your streaming.
Yeah, I have a
in
what
his
is it called?
Bunker hotel.
Hydroponic lab. Is that what it is?
Oh,
or
where
whatever?
they grow out of water.
Yeah, I just have a little indoor garden thing. So I grow like food. I was gonna name a food, but I forgot potatoes, green beans, whatever, and then I'll just live off of that.
Okay.
So I don't have to. The only way I ever have to go leave my bunker is to go get like materials or stuff.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I would be better off, like, on my own, but if a community is nearby where I'm staying...
Ryan's community?
I said I'm living in the mountains. If there's mountains near his
IKEA.
Near his IKEA...
I don't think there's any mountains near my IKEA.
Then yeah, we would work together.
There's an indoor skydiving place by the IKEA.
There's the Louisville Landville.
There's some lakes.
Yeah, but there's not a mountain with fresh flowing
There's
rivers.
a Ross.
Look, I feel like I'd rather be in the mountains because then you could get to the high ground.
Yeah.
And especially like during the spring and summer in the foresty areas, you could like set up like tree blinds and then get up to it and then just like either hide, hunt, or scout from there. So
yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of something else.
Yes.
Another good idea is, again, we're running on hypotheticals. You find an abandoned submarine.
What does that mean?
Means if they
It's hypothetical.
It means if you find a submarine and it somehow works and you can run it by
But
yourself, Nick.
It doesn't
But you
necessarily
need
need to work.
Yeah.
Because it can still like hover in the water.
Why not
Just it
just
can't be
get a boat?
obvious. No, because it's got to be
Yeah.
because you have to protect yourself from
Yeah.
both people and
Well,
zombies.
Nick's gonna be the
What
dude.
happens-
Nick's headquarters is gonna be in a submarine
In a
and if some-
bunker.
in the submarine under in the ground, and if someone comes up to him, he just presses a button and
explodes.
he just like
It's just self-destruct.
Portal opens.
I was gonna say that, but then you just see like a tube come out of the ground, and then you just launch a missile on
Yeah.
the location.
You're like all about being nonchalant, but then you just pull your submarine up and just get like everyone would be like,
weapons
what?
all over.
It's like Despicable Me type beat.
What?
Clicks a
Oh,
button,
the Gru thing
Thanos
where he
goes,
walks in and just.
Yeah.
Thanos on a button. I just press it.
That's how you survive the apocalypse. You're Thanos.
I am, yeah.
Okay, well here's another extreme hypothetical. It's similar to the Thanos theory. If you
It involves Ant-Man.
if you were a superhero, would you like actively try to like save the world if there was like impending doom where it would be like, y'all got it, see y'all next time, like
Zombies
Dip
or
to Mars.
anything?
just
Are we still?
anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, are we still in the zombie
Well,
apocalypse?
it could be anything is like threatening us. Like if Tony Stark was like, I'm here to recruit you to the Avengers, you're like, no, I want to live a life of secrecy with my superpower. What would you do? Because I think about it and I was
Okay,
like,
so we're in the MCU universe then.
yes,
Okay.
with the Kool-Aid guy. We said previously he was in the
Yes,
MCU.
on our last show.
So we're Thanosing, snapping to the MCU universe. I think about it. I don't think that I would want to be part of the Avengers because
Oh, I was about to say, are we talking pre or post Civil War?
I'm not familiar with the movies, so I do not know. But I'm thinking it's essentially volunteer work. Like, what are you getting?
I think they're getting funded though.
Do you get
I think
a
the
salary?
I think the government funds.
No,
the
Yeah.
no, they're getting funded by the government, or pre-Civil War, they're getting funded by the government, and I think they have a salary as well.
Well,
Now-
and Tony Stark is like a bajillionaire.
Yeah, well, then
Oh, he may
doesn't-
not
yeah.
get paid. We don't know. It may just be Cap
Do you
and Black Widow.
okay?
But
So do you count Tony Stark as a superhero then, since his superpowers is really just like his
Well, that's the same with
inventions?
Batman.
would you say the same
Okay.
thing? Would you say the same thing about Black Widow because hers is more or
Yeah.
less just the known form of combat skills?
I
so.
do not want to set back the feminist movement, but I do not think Black Widow is a good superhero.
Compared to like
She's-
Thanos.
well,
and
she's not like a
aliens.
superhero in the traditional sense. You know, it's like she doesn't have something like supernatural
She's a
about
hero,
her.
That-
not
see,
a
that-
superhero.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the other thing is like, do you consider Hawkeye the bow and arrow guy
No.
or Black Widow
Well,
superheroes?
I would say Hawkeye is because he's not just a person. He has like abilities that because he never misses a shot. That's not the same with Black Widow. She just is good at shooting, but
She's
not.
just sexy.
Yeah, you said you weren't going to get into the feminist stereotypes, but yet here we are. So-
Hey, it's called the male gaze. They definitely put her in that uniform for a
hold
reason.
on, rim shot.
Thank you. I don't even know what was I talking about. Oh yeah. So
Hawkeye. We were talking about
Yes.
her. I think comparing the two, yeah, they're both just like they look just like normal people because she's just a good spy. But him, I mean, that's his power is he's he never misses with
his
a bow.
his agility and his senses are heightened.
Exactly,
You would say.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I legit the class I just took over in June.
Superhero 101.
We talked about with Hawkeye and if Tony Stark are heroes or superheroes, like because he just has a suit, like without
He's
that
just a
he's
guy.
no one. But going back to Black Widow, I haven't watched her like origin movie yet, but just from what I've seen, like she went through like extensive training in a sense.
Yeah, like
that,
she's could be like a super spy kind of.
Yeah.
She's cool,
But I just don't like. I'm talking
In the traditional superhero
I'm talking like
st-
Hulk, Spider-Man abilities. Like
Hulk, Spider-Man,
something genetically innate
Right.
abilities.
in that sense, she's just a person.
It depends on how deep you want to go with
Yeah.
describing what a superhero
I feel like
is.
I feel like this should be a whole nother topic for a show in general.
Yeah.
Than the last final 10 minutes of this
Can
show. I feel like we need to save this for next week.
We can pick it up on Monday if you want to.
I would prefer that.
Because
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to bring something in real quick because
Yes.
it came to my mind when we were talking about our zombie apocalypse thing. Because
Yes.
a bit ago, the internet was blowing up over a bunch of articles that were coming out of people saying that
COVID is a zombie apocalypse.
No, 90% of the U.S. population could die if the power grid fails.
Oh,
like
I
an
totally
EMP
believe
or
that. That was
something.
like a show, wasn't it? Where it's like the
Maybe, I
power.
think
Yeah.
so.
Like Revolution or Revolt.
Oh,
yeah.
that show.
I would have said.
I miss it.
I would have said. I wouldn't say 90. I'd say more 80, 85%.
Well, they say and a lot of people say with 100% certainty, 9 out of 10 people in the U.S. could die.
Well,
That's
it's
the thing. I mean, they say with 100% certainty, but like with everything, you don't know until it happens.
Well,
so.
there's a lot of people, myself included, who depend on even just electricity. I think people would die from like weather exposure and
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And like, if there's plenty of articles that go more in depth of why it makes sense that everyone would die because we are very reliant on power when it comes
Millennials.
to multiple things.
We're
What's
Gen
like-
Z.
No,
Gen
I,
Zs.
We're literally the iGen.
I wish
robot?
I wish I could find the TikTok that I saw like earlier this year, but it's like if you're like born between, I think it was like 95 to 2002 or 3, it's like you're not Gen Z, you're not millennial, you're like not zennial. It was something like weird, but it's like
Yeah.
you'll do everything you'll do everything that Gen Z does, but you'll think more of the consequences. So like Gen Z will do it just to do it. You'll more or less think of how can I survive doing that.
Yeah,
So-
I can see that perspective. I definitely identify with Gen Z though because I'm a TikTok star. So kidding. What's up?
I'm telling you, she gets one famous TikTok post and it goes to her head.
I've had 4 famous TikTok posts.
Oh my god.
All right, what's up?
I'm
She has the high ground, Anakin.
still reading this article about the whole power thing, but
Yes.
I'm laughing at the ad that popped up that is advertising gold and silver bars. And
Okay, yeah, you just buy those.
I'm like, are they preparing to have actual
We're changing the
physical,
monetary system.
Going back to the gold standard.
Yeah, it's just really funny.
The day they got off
would
the
you,
gold
would
standard.
you prefer Bitcoin or something else?
Oh, that's a whole nother like electronic currency.
I think we just found out what our next show is going to be over.
Yeah, we got a lot to discuss. But overall, I think it was very interesting today. Lots of good discussion. Sorry, I apologize for the tangents, but they're fun. I have to admit, it's fun to get off on that.
Yeah.
If you want to survive the zombie apocalypse, you know where to
Join
find
us.
Ryan, or you could join Nick in his underground
No.
bunker.
Good-
No,
good-
just
You can't.
ring his
I was
ring
listening.
doorbell.
Oh, I was gonna say, good luck finding me, Nick, and Silas,
Yeah.
because we're
Yeah.
going in the
I'm in
middle
a submarine in a
Who
bunker.
knows? I really think that.
You will definitely know where Ryan is, and you may have a good enough chance to find out
Yes,
where
off
Perry
of
is hiding.
Bass Pro Drive, in Texas.
Give you the address. We'll give you the
address.
We'll give you the latitude and longitude in the description down below.
That is amazing.
All it takes an interview for you to get in with Ryan. So, if you want to get on his good side now, time to start.
Come in business attire.
Business attire.
Business
Yeah.
hours.
Full interview.
Can you imagine that? Like you're in the middle of the zombie apocalypse, and if one
You
of
still
your
run it like a business.
Those
Ryan's like
sweatpants?
Ew.
Ryan's assistant walks in with a clipboard and said, "Mr. Ryan, sir, we have a new person. We have someone wanting to join our community." And they said, bring him in. He walks in like a full 3-piece tuxedo with a fedora hat and
Well, if
everything
he's
is.
wearing a fedora, he's out.
Oh, yeah, easily.
No
Okay,
fedoras.
well, no fedoras, but if he's like
No
full
flip flops.
3-piece tuxedo, nice, like everything, he's like, "Come on in."
And you have the front doors open for only from 8 to like 7 p.m. And then
Business hours.
if like raiders come to like destroy and like break in, you're like, guys, we're closed.
And they go, oh,
Stop.
man. Okay, I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Nick, he's like, guys, we're closed. As he has like giant crossbows and machine guns pointed at him.
Cannons directed at the door.
There's a sign that says no guns, no smoking.
No shoes,
No
no shirt, no
guns, no-
service.
Yeah, the raiders are shirtless. You can't raid me.
Oh, I wish I had it, but it was it was something I saw. It was like having a musket for home defense, and then the last one was I then go upstairs to the cannon that's loaded with grape shot. That's what Ryan is in IKEA. Like the second you walk in the door, he's just sitting
Greeted
there.
with a cannon shot to the chest.
There's a tripwire.
Yeah.
He's like the second you step in the door, it's like, hello.
Hi.
You have to duel someone to get in.
The sword.
It's you. You duel every single newcomer to see if they're worthy.
And then they like come at you and you're like, oh, rule change, rule change.
He doesn't do the 10 steps back. He just he says that he takes one step, sits in a chair, and then they just go ready, aim, fire. He shoots them.
No, we'll sword fight, and then when I'm losing, I'll just shoot them, and then be like,
You get time out.
it's an apocalypse.
During the
It's like
interview?
it's like that
they're playing
old
football.
movie like Dictator, where he's in like a track event, like a 100-meter dash, and he shoots the gun, and he starts running. He shoots it again. The rest of the field starts running. The second they start getting close, he turns the gun and starts shooting at them.
It would be chaotic, but you know what, Ryan? I definitely think that you have the personality to like be a
To
big
run that.
Yeah,
to
you're a
run.
goose.
You would not
And a
run it
horse.
into the ground. Like it would
It'd
be
be a
good.
thriving business.
Because I think you walk that middle ground so well that people would respect you. You know, I think you could definitely do it. But
Thank you for the praise.
Oh my god.
you know, I'm interested to see what your initiation process would be. But we will find out as soon as it's inevitable.
Next episode, we need Nick to tell us about his wonderful 4 horsemen apocalypse
Oh yeah,
DJ.
I thought I was a Wendy's 4
Oh, I forgot about that.
All right.
Well,
Thank you so much for tuning in to Pod Dammit today. You already got a sneak peek of what's going to come on Monday when we get into the MCU discussion. Maybe a little DC. We'll dibble-dabble wherever we want to go. But thank you so much for listening today. I'm Perry.
I'm Nick.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Austin over here in the production studio.
And I'm Silas.
Stay tuned for Austin and Silas' show coming up at 3 p.m. And
Rock and roll sports show, baby.
check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all at the Raider 881. We also have a website, ktxtfm.org. So stay up to date on all the KTXT stuff we got going on. We're going
We're
the
going
full
places.
thing
We're
next
going
semester.
places.
So stay tuned and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.